Stop everything. Because what was meant to be a celebration turned into a crime scene with cocktails, and the main suspect, Remy Ma, walked in like she had nothing to lose and everything to say. Yes, y'all, the rumors are true. Remy showed up uninvited to Papoose and Claressa's extravagant engagement party, turning the entire event into a reality show reunion, complete with real drama, real shade, and real consequences. No speech, no warning, just a long, intense stare, one high heel click at a time, as she made her way through the room like she was haunting her own past. Then bam, she dropped the line. You brought her to my city, gave her my blueprint, and called it love. That one sentence shattered the entire room. Champagne stopped flowing, lashes fluttered, and Papoose looked like someone had yanked his soul out. What followed was a whirlwind of screaming, phones out, guests scattering, and Claressa almost ready to square up in her stilettos. Was this revenge? A warning? Or a calculated takedown that had been brewing for months? Buckle up, because we've got camera footage, eyewitness testimony, and receipts so wild they might just get someone erased from hip-hop history. This wasn't just a party, it was an ambush. Let's rewind the tape. It was meant to be a night of celebration. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday. Papoose and Claressa Shields, champions of hip-hop loyalty and boxing loyalty, had just announced their engagement, and what better way to showcase their love than with a high-profile, star-studded event at one of Atlanta's most exclusive rooftops? Cameras rolling, stylists on standby, champagne flowing like a river, and influencers posing for the perfect shot, loud, dazzling, and delusional. Because beneath all the glitter and smiles was a storm waiting to hit, and that storm's name was Remy Ma, the woman who once embodied ride-or-die loyalty, the same woman who had supported Papoose through prison sentences, career changes, and industry drama, now watching from the sidelines as he flashed a new ring on a new hand next to a new queen. Or so he thought. Remy wasn't supposed to be there at all. Sources say her name wasn't on the guest list, and no invitation was sent her way. In fact, people in Papoose's own circle were allegedly told, if Remy shows up, handle it quickly. But how do you handle a woman like Remy? You just hope she doesn't show up too late. Fast forward to the second hour of the party, as Claressa finished her 5th bride of the night, and Papoose retold the story of how they met at just the right time. The music dipped, the doors opened, and in walked Remy. No words, no introduction, just that iconic Remy walk, slow, deliberate, with slicked back hair, black dress, black nails, and red eyes locked on one target. The crowd froze. Even the DJ fumbled the beat. You could feel the air in the room vanish. This wasn't just a party. It was a full-scale PR stunt, a rebranding moment. Love wins. The media rollout called it, cute captions, professional lighting, influencers posing as if they were at the Met Gala. But when Remy entered, it felt more like a funeral with free drinks. Sources say Claressa tried to stay composed, whispering something to her stylist, reportedly saying, "She won't make a scene? Oh, honey, you thought so." But here's the thing they forgot. Remy doesn't shout. She unleashes chaos. She didn't come to raise her voice. She came to end careers. Now, let's set the scene because this isn't just about a woman scorned. This is about legacy. Remy and Papoose weren't just a couple. They were a brand, the epitome of Black love. For years, they graced red carpets, appeared on talk shows, and posted about each other like clockwork every Thursday. But once rumors about Papoose and Claressa started circulating, gym sightings, podcast appearances, and those interviews with too much chemistry, the tension had been building. Remy, she went silent. No denials, no damage control, just silence. And that's when you knew something was being planned. Back to the party. Remy didn't spare a glance at the drama or the wannabe rappers trying to stay relevant. She walked straight toward the center where Papoose and Claressa were posing for photos, like they were in a Tyler Perry movie. She stopped, locked eyes with Claressa, and with a smile so composed it sent chills through the room, said, "You brought her to my city, gave her my blueprint, and called it love." And just like that, she disappeared. That wasn't just a statement. That was a warning. Chaos followed. Phones went up, security scrambled, and a bartender screamed, ducking behind the bar. But Remy, she didn't flinch. She turned to leave and dropped the final bomb. "Enjoy the rain. It still smells like me and XIED." Just like that, no shouting, no dragging, just destruction wrapped in designer clothes and dipped in dignity. Papoose couldn't speak, Claressa couldn't blink, and the crowd couldn't stop talking. By the time Remy left, the internet was already ablaze. Someone posted the entire scene on TikTok with the caption, "Remy Ma just crashed Pap's party and turned it into a funeral. R.I.P. Black Love." But that was just the beginning. What happened after the party wasn't drama. It was full-on war. Remy exited like a boss. No theatrics, just vocal annihilation and heels clicking on marble floors. Inside, it was a complete collapse. The music stopped, the DJ silently unplugged his O cord, and Claressa froze, staring like she'd just been hit by karma's right hook. Papoose looked like he'd watched his investments tank in front of him. No one knew what to say, because how do you respond after the blueprint walks in and reminds you she owns the building? But the real damage was still being uploaded. As Remy's Uber pulled away, phones were already firing. Clips were everywhere. This wasn't just a party anymore. It was a Netflix docu-series in the making. The way Papoose stood there, silent, was enough to tell the world everything they needed to know. By morning, the footage had exploded on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Reddit, and probably a WhatsApp group chat with your auntie too. But that was just the start. An anonymous source, a close friend of the bartender, sent DMS to several blogs, showing screenshots that allegedly came from Papoose himself. These weren't just casual texts. These were emotional, late-night confessions. One message read, "I didn't plan it like this. She was just there when Remy wasn't." Another said, "I miss how quiet it was with you. This party isn't it, and you know how the internet loves contradictions." Old interviews began resurfacing, like the time Papoose said on national TV, "Remy is the reason I know what real love looks like." Those clips got stitched into TikToks, with comments like, "Ain't no way this is the same man who gave that speech just to throw it all away for bottle service and boxing gloves." In an exclusive interview with the LI Gossip podcast, the venue manager, voice disguised of course, revealed, "The moment Remy walked in, the mood died. Everyone froze. Security asked if they should step in and Pap said, 'No, let her talk.' That's when I knew it was over." Excuse me? You let her walk in and destroy the room? That's not security, that's sabotage with bottle service on the side. While the public was reposting clips and choosing sides, Claressa Shields was plotting her own response. She dropped a post, a flawless full-body glamour shot. Gliding caption, "Queens don't compete with phantoms, they reign." Girl, that phantom just showed up, knocked the crown off your head, and walked out without smudging her lipstick. The comments are brutal, ma'am. Your party got hijacked like a reality show finale. Not you calling her a phantom when she built the empire you're trying to decorate. Remy spoke one line and ended your whole era. Sit down. But Claressa wasn't finished. She went live with a slick ponytail, shiny lips, and a smug grin that said, "I practiced this in the mirror." She stared directly at the camera and declared, "She had her moment, but I'm the future." And just like that, number Enemy Queen began trending. Even those who supported Claressa last week turned their backs. Now they're saying she should have handled it with grace, not shade. Remy walked in with poise, and Claressa fired back like a rookie influencer looking for followers. Then came the petty Olympics. Papoose tried to post a statement. "No one wins when the family feuds. Let's focus on love." Sir, you started the feud. You proposed in front of flashing cameras with the woman you allegedly texted Remy about weeks ago. The comments dragged him to the bottom. You're quoting Jay-Z while betraying your bond. Go write vows to your ring girl, not statements for us. Your legacy ended the moment Remy spoke. Behind the scenes, the fallout was escalating. Sources say one alcohol sponsor pulled out of Claressa and Pap's upcoming couple campaign. A reality show pilot deal is now indefinitely on hold, and a major music magazine canceled a full-cover feature with the power couple. And guess who's allegedly being offered a solo interview and cover feature? You guessed it, Remy. Now everyone wants to hear her side of the story. But here's the twist. She still hasn't said a word. Nothing posted, nothing tweeted, no interviews, no clapbacks. Just that one night, that one line, that one exit, and the silence is deafening. Fans are deep in conspiracy mode, analyzing the timing, investigating who really knew she would show up. Some even believe a stylist from Claressa's team leaked the location to Remy. One user wrote, "This wasn't random. Remy walked in like she knew exactly where everyone would be. She didn't crash the party, she shut it down. Others are asking the big question, was this a party or a setup that backfired? Because what happened wasn't just public humiliation, it was a collapse of reputation. And Claressa? She's still trying to hold her image together with hashtags and rhinestones. But the buzz is fading, the glamour is cracking, and in every comment section, the same message remains. Remy left, but the damage is still here. The internet was still reeling from Remy's sudden one-liner. But behind the scenes, the collapse had only begun. What Remy left behind wasn't just a viral moment. She left behind ruined deals, angry sponsors, and a couple holding hands in public while privately watching everything they built go up in flames. Papoose and Claressa had planned to ride their engagement hype into a new brand era, a couple's podcast, an exclusive fragrance drop, maybe even a reality show pilot. But now it was all slipping away faster than their PR team could refresh Twitter. A major streaming service reportedly pulled out of a joint deal within 24 hours. A luxury brand quietly dropped them from their influencer list, and a magazine cover that was supposed to feature the new power couple was canceled and replaced by a last-minute spread on what loyalty looks like. The irony? The new cover rumor was Remy. Yes, the woman who didn't make a sound, didn't throw a drink, didn't scream. She just walked in, delivered one line, and walked out with every headline in her hand. And now, brands are flocking to her, networks are chasing her, and fans are demanding her side of the story. But Remy's playing the long game. No interviews, no tweets, no Instagram posts, just silence. And silence has never been so deafening. Meanwhile, Papoose is spiraling. Insiders say he's deeply regretting how the night went. One anonymous friend claims he said, "I thought I had control of the moment. I didn't expect her to show up like that. No one ever expects Remy to show up. They just pray she doesn't." Claressa, on the other hand, is still clinging to her queen image. She's posting daily affirmations, talking about peace, power, and rising above. But it's not landing. No matter how many crown emojis she adds to her posts, the crowd already chose, and they're with Remy. One fan tweeted, "Claressa wore the dress, Remy wore the legacy." Another said, "Remy left the room, but the silence she left behind is still louder than Pap's proposal." Even fellow celebrities started chiming in. One anonymous artist posted a now-deleted IG story that said, "Don't play with the woman who fed you. That plate comes with consequences." Then the bombshell dropped. A blurry legal document was leaked to a gossip site, detailing an alleged non-disclosure clause tied to an ongoing split agreement between Remy and Papoose. The translation: if Papoose made public moves, like say proposing to another woman, before things were legally finalized, he could be on the hook for a hefty price tag and damages. Suddenly, Papoose's brand deals froze. Sources say at least 2 music companies are re-evaluating his endorsements, and a joint sneaker collaboration that was supposed to feature him and Claressa was quietly canceled. And let's not forget the messy details. Leaked texts, supposedly from Papoose's side, revealed that he knew Remy might show up. One message to a friend read, "She might pull up, but I doubt she'll cause a scene." A scene? No, she caused a rewrite of the entire narrative. Then came the studio leak. A blurry clip, posted by someone who definitely wasn't supposed to be recording, showed Remy in the booth, headphones on, dropping bars that made the internet pause. The lyrics were barely audible, but one line came through loud and clear. "He let her wear the ring, but I built the throne." And just like that, TikTok exploded. Users began using the line as captions. Fans made fan edits of Remy walking into the party with theme music, and people started remixing the clip, calling it the realest diss. Remy hasn't confirmed the track, but the streets have already crowned it a classic. Claressa's image, once unstoppable in the ring, is now being dragged for celebrating too soon. One post read, "She won the man, but she lost the respect." Another said, "She's the new girl, not the real one." And the real one always wins in the end. What was supposed to be a celebration has become a case study in how quickly fame can flip. This wasn't just a party gone wrong. It was a cultural reset. Remy walked in with no backup, no warning, no plan, and still managed to flip the room, the press, and the power dynamic with one sentence. Now brands are leaning her way, and networks are allegedly drafting offers for Remy's redemption series that would follow her life post-scandal. Papoose and Claressa are rumored to be taking time offline to regroup, and by regroup, we mean figuring out how to salvage the mess they created. Meanwhile, Remy's team hasn't even confirmed or denied anything, and her silence is still working overtime. In the world of scandal, the loudest clapback is often the one you never have to say. So now the world waits. Will Remy speak? Will the diss track drop? Will Papoose and Claressa even make it to the wedding? Because at this point, the only thing that got married was their reputations to disaster. What started as a love story became a lesson in never underestimating the woman who once made you who you are. And Remy? She doesn't need the last word. She already had the only one that mattered. So, as the dust settles and the glitter is swept off the floor, one question remains. Did Remy just walk into a party, or did she walk into a legacy that was never hers to lose? Papoose thought he was celebrating a new beginning. Claressa thought she was standing in victory.